Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today we are going to be doing the 12 Days of Christmas book tag, and the creator of this is Lizzie Loves Books. So let's get right into it. I'm super excited to do this tag since we're getting closer to Christmas, and this was just the perfect tag to do during this time of the year. So number 1, Partridge in a Pear Tree. Favorite standalone. For this, I absolutely have to go for Underpainted Sky by Stacy Lee. I absolutely love this book. I read it last year 4 times in a row almost, and I cannot get enough of this book. I'm so happy I picked this up. The book club at the library that I'm a part of picked this one, and I probably never would have picked this up if it wasn't for them. So this, we follow Samantha and what's her name, Amie, and they are kind of on the run, and Amie is black and Samantha is Chinese, yes, Chinese, and they kind of have to go on the run because they have done something bad, and so they need to get across, but so they need to kind of get across the Wild West, kind of, and to do so they dress up as boys, and along the way they meet 3 other boys, and they kind of have this like found family thing going on, and I absolutely loved it. I really want to read it again before the end of this year. Not sure if I will, but if not, then I would definitely try and get to it in January. But oh my god, if you haven't read this book, please read it. So good. So good. Number 2, Two Turtle Doves, fictional OTP / favorite ship. Now, I have a couple for this one. I have a couple for this one. I have Misha and Ryan from Punk 57. I have Feyre and Rhysand from the ACOTAR series. I have Bernie and all her boys from Havoc, so Hael, Aaron, Victor, Oscar, and Callum. And last but not least, I have Audrey and Thomas from Stalking Jack the Ripper series. So all of those have relationships that I really enjoy reading about. That's just a couple of them too. Like, there's tons of more books that I love that aren't on here that have really good relationships. So those 4 will just have to do for now. On to question number 3, Three French Hens, favorite trilogy. Again, I have a couple. So for this one, I have 3. See what I did there? Trilogy, but I picked 3 different trilogies. So first, I have Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is the first trilogy in her realm of the Outerlings, and this is the Farseer trilogy, and in it we follow Fitz and kind of his journey from young child to probably like teenage years. Really good. Glad I picked it up this year, and I'm really hoping to continue on with the next trilogy in this big world, and hopefully I like it. So the next one I have is Rebel of the Sands by Alan Hamilton. I read this a couple years ago, but I really loved it, and it is a trilogy, and I really can't wait for her to come out with something else. I definitely need to do a reread of this because I can't remember everything that happened, and I really loved this series. The first one wasn't my favorite, but the next 2 were really good, so I definitely need to reread this one of these days. And the last trilogy that I'm going to be talking about is one that I can't remember if I heard a lot about it when it first came out, but it definitely deserves more hype, and that is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. The covers are absolutely stunning. But this is kind of like sci-fi multiple dimensions, and we follow Marguerite, and something happens to her father, and they think it's this one guy that was kind of like working with him, I believe, and so she's kind of chasing after him through multiple dimensions, trying to figure out what happened and trying to get some kind of revenge, I think, but a lot more ends up going on than you think, and this series is so good. I definitely need to reread this, so maybe next year I'll do some rereading my favorite books vlogs. I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, on to number 4, For Calling Birds. Favorite fictional beast or creature? Okay, so I know that there's more that I'm just not remembering, but we're just gonna go with these 2 that I really remember. So the first is really dusty. So the first is Bambi from the Dark Elements series. This is White Hot Kiss. I did get this signed and it does say #Bambi. So obviously I love Bambi. She is Bambi is a snake, and it is this character Roth's familiar in the form of a tattoo that kind of comes off him when he needs it. And I absolutely love Bambi, and I believe Bambi was done wrong at the end of the series, but definitely have to go with Bambi. Another one I'm going to go with is Mr. Kindly from Nevernight. He is a snarky cat shadow thing. Absolutely love him. I've only read the first book of this, but I need to continue on. But he is definitely one that I think about when it comes to like fictional beasts or creatures. Number 5, 5 golden rings. Show 5 golden books. Okay, so I have 5 golden books to show you. First, I have Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. This is Viking inspired. If you can't tell by the cover, absolutely love this book. One of my all-time favorites, so 1 gold one. The next one I just showed you recently, and that is Rebel of the Sands. Again, love this book, need to reread it. The next one's kind of stretching it a little bit, but The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's got some gold text on here. This is by V.E. Schwab. I recently just read this and I really enjoyed it. Next, we have an adult fantasy romance, and that is Pestilence by Thalassa. This is probably my favorite book in the series. So this follows 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and the women who are trying to change their minds about humanity, pretty much. And this one, we follow Pestilence's relationship. So, love these. Really, really need to reread this. And the 5th one I'm going to show you, I have not read yet, but it is on my TBR for this month, and that is Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. I loved her Red Queen series, and I really need to get to this one. It is a chunky boy, so that's what's been keeping me off of it, but hopefully I will get to it maybe this week coming, so we'll see. Number 6, 6 Geese a-Laying. Least favorite book. I'm gonna have to go with Alive by Scott Siegler, I believe. I read this years ago when it first came out, and I absolutely hated it. I finished it. I don't know why I did, but maybe holding out some hope that it would get a little bit better, but it didn't. I hated it. I can't even remember what it's about, and I don't want to remember what it's about, but I do know that I absolutely hated this book, and I got rid of it as soon as I finished it. Number 7, 7 Swans a Swimming. Show a book with water on the cover. So the first one that came to mind when I saw this one was The Girl the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. This is kind of I believe a companion to Sky in the Deep. I haven't read it yet, and I don't know why, but hopefully I can rectify that soon. But look at this gorgeous cover. She has tons of gorgeous covers on her books, so love it. And I'm hoping that I will get to it soon. So number 8 is 8 Maids of Milking. What fictional food do you wish you could taste? Can I just taste everything from Harry Potter? Is that okay? Like, everything sounds so good in those books and even on like the movies, so I'm gonna go with that. Okay, number 9, 9 Ladies Dancing. Favorite dance between 2 characters. I'm gonna have to go with Ren and Ivy from Wicked. The dance scene in that book and the movie, oh my god, so spicy. Absolutely loved it. You should definitely read this trilogy. It's very underrated. It's a little cheesy kind of throughout it. It's like what you would expect from this kind of books, but Jennifer L. Armentrout writes such good books, and they're so easy to get into, so check out this series. Number 10, 10 Lords a Leaping, and that is favorite book to movie adaptation. So I'd have to go with Shadow and Bone. That one was really good. I'm super excited that they're coming out with a second season. Another one would be Lord of the Rings. Those movies were great. Oh, Shadow and Bone is a TV show, isn't it? Oh, well, I'm gonna go with it. But Lord of the Rings was really good. The Harry Potter movies I really enjoyed. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I haven't read the book yet, but I really enjoyed the movie back when it first came out. And I also am going to sneak another TV show in here, and that was Shadowhunters. I think they really did a really good job with the TV show, even though it really strayed from the books later on, but I still really enjoyed it. Number 11, 11 Pipers Piping, favorite book to movie adaptation soundtrack. And for that one, I'm going to have to go with the Seven Deadly Sins soundtrack. I absolutely love the music that they do for there. It really just gets you in the mood for like what's about to come in that scene. I'm holding up number 12 because this is the next one I need to read in this manga series, but I absolutely love the adaptation, and there's 2 movies that go along with it, so, you know, any way I can get more of this, I will devour it. So you should definitely check out this series. Quick and easy, fun, absolutely love it. And finally, we're on to our last one, number 12, 12 Drummers Drumming, favorite book ending. So for this one, I picked 4 different books because I cannot just pick one. So the first one's going to be Sky in the Deep. I really enjoyed the ending of this. I'm sad that there wasn't more from these characters, but I definitely was happy with how it ended. Next, another one I've already showed you, but 1,000 Pieces of You trilogy. Again, really loved it. Sad it ended, but I was so happy with how it ended. Next, I have Illuminae by Amie, Kaufman, and Kristoff. Sci-fi, mixed media-ish stuff. Audiobooks are amazing, and I highly recommend them. I really did enjoy the ending. I thought that the third book wasn't my favorite, but I think that everything wrapped up pretty nicely, so there's one. And then finally, the last one I'm going to talk about, one of my favorite series, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Really anything by Sarah J. Maas. So Selena Sardothian Assassin, like 8-book series. Absolutely love this. I was satisfied with how it ended. A lot of people I don't think were satisfied completely, but I was, and I really need to just reread this whole series. Maybe that'll be a comfort thing I can do for next year. Who knows? But this is the last book I'm going to be talking about, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun putting it together and pulling out all my, you know, favorite books that I've read, and it makes me so nostalgic for the first time I read these books, and I really need to do a reread of like all of them almost. And I really need to get to the ones that I haven't read yet. My bookshelves are in such a disarray, and I'm gonna have so much fun cleaning this up. Not. So thank you for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below. Tell me one of your favorite books. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.